Last Monday, Catholics and others around the world were surprised to learn that Pope Benedict XVI had decided to resign. At the end of this month, he will become the first pontiff to step down since 1417. Terry Hegarty now offers us some local analysis and reaction to this historic news.
Reading in Latin from a prepared text, Pope Benedict XVI broke the news to a gathering of cardinals last Monday at the Vatican that he had decided to resign his papacy. In his statement, he said, "After having repeatedly examined my conscience before God, I have come to the certainty that my strengths, due to advanced age, are no longer suited to an adequate exercise of the Petrine ministry."
I was kind of in shock, and basically I just thought it was different. You know, I've never ever heard of anything like that.
I was very shocked. I hadn't heard it. I was on the computer and found it on the computer.
Even though many were shocked, Pope Benedict, as part of interviews conducted in 2010, had said that if a pope is not capable of handling the duties of his office, he should resign. He pointed out that such a provision is part of canon law. Benedict has been pope for nearly 8 years. At age 85, he is slightly older than John Paul II was upon his death in 2005. Observers had noticed that Benedict looked more weary lately. In 2011, he began using a wheeled platform for some events. Soon after, he began relying on the use of a cane. Bishop McDonnell, who submitted his request for retirement last December, held a press conference just hours after the news broke.
I can understand that the Pope would feel the need for energy, strength, and the ability to carry on all the works that he has. I know myself that I don't have the acuity, the sharpness I once had. I don't have the energy I once had, and I'm 10 years younger than he is.
It took a lot of courage. I mean, nobody's ever done it before, 600 years, and he realized that he couldn't do it anymore. He didn't have the strength, the stamina, you know, so he thought this was best for the church, and he's probably right.
While the resignation will lead to a dramatic change, there's no cause for worry. Father Bill Pomerlow, who is well-versed on church history, says that there are examples of other popes resigning.
Back in 1415, Pope Gregory XII resigned, and he did it also as an act of helpfulness for the church. At the time, there were 2 people claiming to be pope. The most legitimate one was Gregory. But he wasn't elected with the entire College of Cardinals or another group of cardinals centered in France who had kind of an anti-pope. And he offered to resign and have a council of the church gather and elect a new man as pope. And he really brought peace. He brought peace. He ended the great Western Schism, as it's called.
Even though there is precedent for such an action, there are no recent examples. Observers are saying it took a great deal of courage for Pope Benedict to break a tradition that has been in place for nearly 6 centuries. Most think that this could change the church for many years to come.
I think it sets a great example for everyone. Like when I was a newly ordained priest, bishops didn't resign. Bishops didn't retire. Pastors didn't retire. The line was, you died with your boots on. But that oftentimes meant that a lot of things didn't happen. I myself am looking forward right now to my own retirement when it comes, hopefully later this year.
For a man who's conservative in many ways, this is actually a progressive move. He's actually taken a real step forward, and I think history will show it was a great step forward in understanding the needs of the church and the world today.
Father Bill says that the College of Cardinals will likely elect someone who is well-rounded.
I think obviously you need somebody who knows the church and knows what's going on around the church. You need somebody who knows the basic running of Rome and its agencies and the Curia. On the other hand, I think all of the issues going on in the Third World, in Africa, Latin America, those are going to be the issues of the future. So I think either you have to be from the Third World or you really have to understand what's going on in the Third World.
Pope Benedict will continue to carry out his papal responsibilities through the end of the month. In the days following his announcement, he held an audience and celebrated Mass on Ash Wednesday in what could be one of his last public liturgies. Bishop McDonnell says that the faithful can help Pope Benedict during this transition.
He asks our prayers, and we offer them wholeheartedly for him and for the Church.
The pontiff has said that beyond February 28th, he will retire from public life and serve the Church through a life dedicated to prayer. Soon, all the cardinals under the age of 80 will gather in Rome and, through a time-honored process, choose a new leader who will shepherd the faithful as part of an unbroken line going back more than 2,000 years. Reporting for Reel to Reel, this is Terry Hegarty.